I want us to consider who God is this week and how he acts on our behalf to be our protector and our sustainer through this trouble-filled life that we're going through. Good morning. This is Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Monday. You know, sometimes we feel like danger is lurking all around us, or perhaps the forces of evil who are trying to work into our lives. They're causing some great anxiety or maybe even harm. And we can run to hide from these powers, or perhaps we can shrink into a ball of fear. But when the psalmist faced such real dangers from the enemy, he turned to God. And he says in Psalm 46 and verse 1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. You know, there are many people today who are building a sort of a storm shelter, maybe burying a vault in their yard where they can escape from maybe some extreme weather or even worse, some attacks from the outside. There are many people who are even promoting commercials where you can purchase a 45-day supply of food and water that will last forever, that will get us through some type of catastrophic attack or some event. And I'm sure King David had such fortifications. He could protect the king and his people in those days. But his testimony was, God is our refuge and strength. They tell us that refuge is a condition of being safe or sheltered from some dangerous pursuit or some place where we can find asylum or maybe even a safe haven. Notice that instead of retreating to a place, something like Masada, you know, that natural stone fortress that was built on top of this barren mountainous desert in the Middle East, instead David said, I run to God and I make him my fortress where I find shelter. You know, Jesus even lamented in the New Testament, "Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, I wanted to gather your children together like a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing." God can be that fortress and strength today if we'll turn to him for our protection. He reminds us that he is a very present help in time of trouble. We know that he is very near since God is omnipresent. He is everywhere, all around us at the same time. But do we seek his help? Do we use him as our safe haven? I know he reminds us often in his word how we can seek him or we can run to him with our anxieties. And the psalmist even says, therefore, we will not fear. And even enumerates some dangers that they might face, like the earth might be moved or the mountains would be carried into the midst of the sea, though the waters roar and are troubled, though the mountains even shake with the swelling thereof. The earth and the mountains are what we expect some comfort and some stability. But he said, even if those things would change, he says, during those tumultuous times, the Lord of hosts is with us. So we are called to be still and know that he is God, for he can be our refuge and our strength and a very present help whenever we find ourselves in trouble.